Meghan's had to make a very big, stark admission to her husband, the fox, that is, of course, Prince Harry. Oh yes, the incredibly handsome man that she says many people would like to be married to themselves. Of course, Meghan drew the lucky straw there when she married Prince Harry, but as I've pointed out many times before, apparently, according to Harry, Meghan gave up so much of her life, her career, everything that she was achieving, in fact, to just be part of the British monarchy and his life. Now, though, what he's finding is very much that the couple are indeed cash-strapped. And now Meghan's made this, well, declaration. As ever, let me explain. Morning, how are you? Nice to see you, chums. Thank you so much for your time today. It's a difficult thing on a more serious note on this particular story because we're all going through difficulties with cash, right? I mean, whatever people think, we all go. Recently, I tried to do my house insurance. Don't mind sharing this with you. And here's the thing, I would recommend this. They came up with a new price, right? And suddenly, because I rang them up, don't do it online, ring them up and speak to someone. Even if they're foreign and can't speak English, ring them up because they don't like it. You're cornering them. And I said, I'm not paying it. What else can you offer? And suddenly I became a loyalty discount customer. I've only been with them a year plus, but they just didn't want me to go. So suddenly I've got £15 wiped off. Do you see what I'm saying? Always ask, because this is the thing. And if you're not very good at it, don't worry, find a friend that is. There's always somebody, a big gob, who will say, we'll do it for you, because this is the problem. Now, the problem with Prince Harry is literally the fact that he's never dealt with money before. This is the first time, the freedom flight, suddenly you're dealing with gas, electric, mortgage, gardeners, swimming pool cleaners, you name it, bathroom cleaners. I bet he's running out of leader at the rate of knots in there, don't you? But the bottom line is, it all costs a lot of money. You've got nannies, you've got staff, you've got gardeners, you've got security. And basically, Meghan and Harry are running short. There's no two ways about it. Yes, they have investments, and people think, oh yeah, but investments don't necessarily generate a lot of money. Anybody who has housing property knows you've got that rent, but then you've got the tax on that and all of that sort of stuff. Now, here's where this gets really interesting, because as we know, Meghan Markle decided to launch her brand as ever, or American Riviera Orchard, and it's been an utter and shambolic disaster, literally hemorrhaging money, because truly, all of those things, the people actually paid to do the website, the design of the bottle, all of that sort of stuff, it costs. Now, it's all very well people saying, oh, Netflix have invested. They've invested a minimal amount because they figured maybe she could do something. In fact, Ted said she could sell a lot, but that's clearly proven wrong. Now, the only thing that's gone up are the costs of running Harry and Meghan, Inc. I mean, that's the problem. That's why Harry was desperate to get that security over here in the United Kingdom. That would have taken away a lot of financial pressure, but that didn't come off, as we now know. Now, again, here's where this gets a bit twisty, because according to the source who's now no longer working with them, you see, Meghan predicted originally, and as ever we have to say allegedly, that her business would actually turn a profit within a year. She was that popular, people would want to buy the jam and the honey and everything like that. It would be flying out the doors and they were going to make a lot of money. And Harry believed it, because he doesn't know business, do you see? Not knocking him, I'm just saying that's the gig. If you've never run anything and somebody says, oh, you do, you go, you believe. Now, where it gets even more intriguing now is that apparently, I don't know whether she told him or whatever, but we're looking at 3 to 5 years before, if they carry on successfully, that Meghan could turn this around as a profitable business. I would predict this is even going to be more worrying for Harry, simply because that won't be the case. When you look at the likes of Goop with Gwyneth Paltrow, she's had to let staff go. All the major brands like Kate Moss's lifestyle thing, they've all pulled back because we're in a cost of living crisis. They're expendables. They're just fancy goods that we might buy if we had spare money. Right now, every penny matters. And Meghan's jam, which has got terrible reviews alongside the honey and the apricot and stuff like that. And now, according to that source, Harry's realization is they're cash strapped. They're going to be cash strapped. And that's the biggest fear of the monarchy, because when they have no money, they'll have to plummet again into what they can remember and what they could sell. And the only thing that Netflix want from them is more ultimate scurrilous gossip. And right now, the way it's going, it looks like it could be going down that path once again. But don't worry, Harry, in a few years' time, I'm sure you'll be in the jam. Neil Shawn, Kensington, London.